people who are really there for some reason, there's an agenda, and then the people who really love me.
Usher and his mom have always seemed really close, but the truth is that their relationship has resulted in some pretty toxic situations, and some of them have played out very publicly. Usher's mom, Janetta Patton, was his manager for many years during the height of his career. However, Usher shockingly ended their business relationship in 2007. She resumed working for him the following year, only to again be relieved of her duties. So what was going on between them at this crazy time? 10 years later, Usher opened up about his side of the story in his own masterclass episode on the Oprah Winfrey Network. He said that the reason he and Janetta parted ways was because, according to Usher, he wanted to expand into other areas. He wanted to work on projects he didn't feel Janetta was necessarily considerate of. Usher thought there was no point in creating tension between them because he wanted to grow. He went on to say that he thought he had spent many years focusing on being an artist and being recognized for his talent, but it wasn't about that anymore. Instead, it was about who he was as a man, and he needed his mother to be as supportive of him as a man as she was of his career. Basically, he needed his mom to respect his decision to move into new areas without her in order to help him grow as a person. However, he also opened up about the love and respect between him and Janetta. He credited her for helping guide his amazing career in the right direction. It seemed like a decade after their business split, Usher was able to look back and see all the good things his mom did for him. But things did not always look so rosy between them. In fact, Janetta went on record saying some pretty wild things about her son and his personal life, which painted a pretty toxic picture of their mother-son relationship. It all came out at a time when Usher found his public image in tatters. His then wife, Grace Miguel, was standing by him in the middle of a storm of accusations about his infidelity. Usher was even facing lawsuits claiming that he had knowingly infected individuals he had been intimate with, and that he had not informed any of his partners about his condition. During his crazy scandal, Usher and Grace tried to keep a united front. She celebrated their second wedding anniversary by sharing a quote from author Steve Maraboli. The quote read, "I will spend an eternity loving you, caring for you, respecting you, showing you every day that I hold you as high as the stars." However, not all of Usher's family were so supportive. Janetta used social media during this time to put herself in the middle of the story. Over the course of a few days, she made posts in reference to her son's career and the scandal he was going through, and even suggested that it would never happen if she was still his manager at the time. At one point, she shared a picture of herself and her son on the red carpet. In the caption, she wrote that fame comes with a big ticket. She then asked, in what seemed to be a direct message to Usher, if he could withstand the cost, adding that she really wanted to know. The slightly aggressive tone of the message made a lot of people think that it was part of a conversation Janetta and Usher should probably have had in private, but Janetta was determined to air her feelings for the world to see. She also wrote on her social media that a good name was better than riches, hinting that Usher had destroyed his reputation. She also told the public to be careful what you aspire to be. Later, she again went online to vent that she had worked too hard on Usher's career for something like this to have happened. She even wrote, "If I were in charge, this Usher drama would never have gone down," and said that too much positive work went into making him a megastar. Janetta said that she couldn't stand by and watch this and apologized to everyone on behalf of her son. Many of her online followers offered upwards of kindness for what she was going through. She thanked them all for their encouragement and prayers, but not everyone took Janetta's side on this. Although Janetta tried to make her message sound sympathetic to her son's problems, it totally seemed like she was taking advantage of the situation and using it to blame Usher's decision to part ways with her professionally. There was another aspect to the story that potentially explained why Janetta was behaving in this way, and it did not make her look good. As Janetta was dropped as Usher's manager, reports emerged that she had been replaced by none other than his wife, Grace. According to the LA Times, Grace was his manager before they got married. In a 2014 interview with Billboard, Usher gushed about his new manager wife. He said that she had helped him through some of the hardest times in his life and career. Despite how much Usher clearly depended on Grace, one person who could not be happy that Usher had her in his life was Janetta. Her crazy post online made it clear that she didn't think her daughter-in-law was up to the job of managing Usher, and it was clear that she wasn't interested in being the nicest mother-in-law to Grace. After all, her posts weren't just shading Grace as a manager because of the highly professional nature of the scandal. Janetta was also throwing shade at Grace as a wife. Honestly, it must have been a pretty ugly situation for everyone involved, and not one that everyone online should have been able to see play out. What made this even crazier was that it wasn't the first time Janetta butted heads with Usher's partners. TV One reported that it was no secret that Janetta and Usher also had long-standing issues that centered around his relationship with his first wife, Tamika Foster. Black Enterprise reported in 2012 that Janetta had not even attended Tamika and Usher's wedding. A source close to Usher's family talked to People magazine about Janetta's absence from her son's wedding. The insider said that Janetta had instead decided to spend the day at a spa in Atlanta. At the time, this sparked several allegations that Usher and his mom did not get along. In his masterclass episode, Usher claimed that both he and Janetta had decided together that it would be better for them to sever their business ties, but Janetta's wild outbursts online and other behavior seemed to tell a different story. It was clear that she felt that she was still the best person to look after Usher's professional life. When he first dropped Janetta from his management, he replaced her with Benny Medina. According to Medina Noor, Janetta first left Usher after the two fell out when he became engaged to Tamika, which was something that both mother and son had strongly denied. However, he brought his mom back, and after things with Benny didn't work out, Usher filed for divorce from Tamika in 2009 while Janetta was still in charge. A year later, he once again dissolved his management relationship with his mother. After 2 years of marriage, Usher and Grace also got divorced. They confirmed the news in a joint statement sent to Us Weekly. They said that after much thought and consideration, they had mutually decided to separate as a couple. They went on to say that they remained deeply connected, loving friends, and that they would continue supporting each other through the next phase of their lives. So it looks like Grace's support for her husband eventually collapsed. Since Grace's departure, little has been reported about the identity of Usher's current manager, but it seems like Janetta has this time decided to keep her distance and has instead focused on starting her own businesses away from her son. In October 2023, she told Atlanta News First that she would be opening her own movie and TV production company called Lion Queen Entertainment. She also owns Jay's Kitchen Culinary Incubator, a shared kitchen facility in Doraville. Hopefully, continuing to keep their personal and professional lives separate can only be good for Janetta's messy relationship with her son. But anyway, what do you guys think? What are your thoughts on Janetta and Usher's strange, messy relationship? Let me know what you think in the comments below.